Hi, this is Brian. Welcome back to my Lawn Guardian channel. So I'm having an issue with Bermuda invading my St. Augustine, as you can see here. It's not as bad as it was a few weeks ago. It was a lot worse, but I've been really pushing the fertilizer on the St. Augustine grass, and that's helped quite a bit. It's kind of pushed it to where it's filling in some of the spots that it was probably about 25% taken over by the Bermuda, so it has filled in, but I've just decided to treat the lawn and just get rid of the Bermuda once and for all, so that the because it looks bad. It looks real weedy, and it's um, definitely doesn't look as nice as the St. Augustine. So I want to get that to fill in. So so first, what I did is I did some research and found that a lot of the chemicals that if you're killing the St. Augustine, I'm sorry, the Bermuda, and you're treating the Bermuda inside the St. Augustine, it's going to kill um, probably both, or at least damage the St. Augustine. So I did a little more digging, and I found that they're actually a combination of chemicals that work pretty well on killing the Bermuda, but not really harming the St. Augustine. So the first one is Fusilade II, and that's a well-known weed killer that's effective on the Bermuda grass, but um, it can also damage St. Augustine and zoysia if you use it by itself. So what you have to do is combine it with another chemical called recognition, which has a saponin inside um, that, when combined with the Fusilade 2, it's been shown to be effective in killing the Bermuda grass and the zoysia and St. Augustine without damaging those lawns. And what's nice is that these two combinations, you can actually treat other weeds with it too. Um, so you're not doing double work. It can treat the weeds, other weeds, at the same time as you're treating the Bermuda, and that'll save you time and money, not having to have extra chemicals. So what I did is I actually treated the lawn already, and this was on April 10th, 2026. And then the video you're looking at now is April 13th, 2026. So about 3 days later, um, you can see that there really isn't any damage, even from this distance. There really isn't any damage to the St. Augustine, but the Bermuda is definitely browner. And pretty much every area you're seeing there is the Bermuda. That's the brown area. So just in that short of time, in 3 days, it's had a pretty good effect. I'm pretty pleased with that so far. And so I'm definitely confident that when it's done, I'll probably give it a few weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, and then I've heard that that's probably how long it takes to completely wipe out the Bermuda. But just in the 3 days, I'm pretty impressed with the results so far. Um, so now um, the entire combination that I use, actually, I forgot to mention, is the I also add surfactant so it'll stick to the thin blades of the Bermuda, and I also add Greene Effect 700 liquid nitrogen. So I add all those together, and the liquid nitrogen is to kind of push through growth for the St. Augustine. So it if there is any possibility that I could have damage from the treatment, that it will push through it and grow through it and protect it. So um, and here's some more video. This is actually me walking to the backyard. There's some spots here. This area doesn't get that much sun. That's why there's a lot of bare patches. But there's some weeds on the side here that I treated. And like I said, after a few days, you can see some of the close-ups of the weeds that I'll show you here. It actually has done quite a bit of damage in 3 days. Yeah, there's some black weeds that it got. And let's see, you have to excuse some of the bare patches too, because I had a battle with a fungus over the late summer and winter, and it damaged a lot of the lawn. So that's another project. But yeah, you can see there that it's definitely uh, damaged a lot of the weeds that are just the random weeds that are in the backyard. Here's some more close-ups. Yeah, it blackens them, and some of the other ones it just singed them, but they're yellowing. But others, yeah, like right here, you can see the black spots. In that short of time, it really fried them. So it's definitely, I'm pretty impressed with that. I usually use Celsius, which I'm very happy with. It's just that it takes longer. It takes usually about 3 to 4 weeks before you get a full kill of all the weeds. This one I'm pretty impressed. After a few days, it's done probably about as much damage as the Celsius would do after a couple weeks. So we'll see how the eventual effect is, but definitely very happy so far. And you can kind of see there's some more Bermuda right there, the darker green, brownish green spots, and there's the fungus damage that's trying to push the nitrogen back here too to fill that in, but it hasn't really worked as much as I've wanted to. So I'm going to probably have to put sod or plugs to fill in those areas. And then, but I'm waiting until after the Bermuda's gone. And then I'm just going to do the whole backyard, just fix it all. But yeah, here's some more close-ups of some of the weed damage. And let's see, some more close-ups here. Yeah, you can see it really fried them. Um, and there's some more. Yeah, it's just amazing that it had that uh, impact after only a few days. It's just incredible. Very, very pleased with it. And I really didn't use that much as far as it was the recognition. Really, just a minimal amount, and it had definitely the combination together did a great job. So I'll be linking all the information down below the video. I'll put the amounts that I used, and I just basically used in 1 gallon of water. Uh, it was, and that covers 1,000 square feet. All the measurements that I'll put down there. Like the recognition was 0.85 grams for 1,000 square feet. The Fusilade II was 0.55 ounces for 1,000 square feet. The nitrogen was 8 ounces for 1,000 square feet. And then the surfactant was 1 ounce for a gallon. And what I plan on doing also, just to make sure that the St. Augustine can pull through and actually fill in quicker, is I'm going to treat it with liquid nitrogen again after a week, at least after a week, and maybe if it needs more, um, maybe treat it like weekly to make sure it can really push through um, the effects of the treatment. But yeah, so what I'll be doing is um, taking video weekly and updating my channel of the results of what's going on with the after the treatment. And yeah, so I'll post the results on the channel, and you can come back and see how it's coming along. And definitely, like I said, very happy so far. So um, I'll update the channel weekly, and you can see how things are coming along. And until then, look forward to providing the results again. Thanks.